U.S. government shutdown 2025. Both sides of the story and who's really behind this mess. It's October 13, 2025, and the U.S. government's been shut down for 13 days straight, the first time we've seen this since 2019. It all kicked off October 1st when Congress couldn't agree on a funding bill, and now it's chaos. Today, we're diving deep into what's got both sides so heated and why they're digging in. Let's start with the Democrats. They say Republicans, especially with Trump and VP Vance calling shots, are trying to gut programs that everyday Americans rely on. They've got three big demands. First, they want to extend Affordable Care Act subsidies. These are set to expire soon and help millions afford health insurance without premiums skyrocketing. Second, they're pushing to reverse Trump's Medicaid cuts, which hit low-income families the hardest, leaving folks without coverage in rural and urban areas alike. Third, they want to protect funding for the CDC and NIH to keep research going strong, like for pandemics, cancer breakthroughs, or even future health crises we can't predict yet. They are refusing a clean funding bill, basically one with no strings attached, because they think it's a Republican trap to slash services later without any real debate or protections in place. What's driving them beyond the base? They're looking out for their core supporters. Think unions, urban voters, and folks who depend on these social safety nets every day. Plus, the polls are giving them some serious ammo right now. An NBC Morning Consult poll says 45% of people blame Republicans and Trump for this mess, while only 32% point at Democrats. Independents are leaning hard against the GOP, with 50% blaming them, which could flip seats in 2026. Dems are betting this could give them an edge in the midterms. But let's talk about the lobbyists behind it all. Big healthcare players are all in. Groups like the American Hospital Association and health insurance giants through America's health insurance plans are pouring millions into campaigns and ads, pushing hard for those Affordable Care Act extensions because stable subsidies mean steady revenue for hospitals and insurers. Big Pharma is right there too, lobbying for the NIH boosts to fund drug research that keeps their pipelines flowing. These folks aren't just donating, they're flooding Capitol Hill with experts testifying on how cuts would spike emergency room visits and bankrupt rural clinics. It's classic K Street pressure, turning policy into profit protection, and it's got Democrats locked in. Schumer argues, we're fighting for families, not playing political games. Now, over to the Republicans. They're saying, Democrats are the ones making this complicated. Republicans want to trim what they call wasteful government agencies and lay off non-essential workers to start tackling the insane $35 trillion national debt. Vice President Vance is warning, bigger cuts are coming if we don't get this under control, framing it as tough love for future generations. They're promising to talk healthcare stuff after the government reopens fully, but they're not budging an inch right now, no concessions until Dems drop the extras. What's got them so stubborn? Their base, think fiscal hawks, small business owners, and MAGA folks, loves this tough on spending vibe, kind of like the Tea Party wave back in the 2010s that reshaped the party. Trump's also using veto threats, keeping everyone in line and rallying the troops on social media. Plus, they're hyper-aware of the 2026 midterms, getting blamed for a long shutdown could tank them electorally. Speaker Johnson's doubling down, saying, Democrats' obsession with Affordable Care Act caused this mess. Let's look at Republican lobbyists. Republicans are backed by a wall of conservative lobbyists and business groups. The U.S. Chamber of Commerce is dropping big bucks to push for those agency trims, arguing it'll unleash economic growth by cutting red tape for their members. Think tanks like the Heritage Foundation are flooding memos and briefings, urging deep cuts to entitlements, like Medicaid to balance the books. Anti-tax warriors from Americans for Prosperity are all over this, running ads that paint Dem demands as socialist spending sprees. These lobbies aren't shy, they're hosting closed-door dinners, drafting bill language, and even coordinating with Trump's team to keep the pressure on. It's a high-stakes game of chicken.